Hello and welcome back to another video, and in this video I'm going to be showing you the basics of Python and making your own Discord bot. So before I start, I do want to say this tutorial might go on for quite a while since there is a lot to cover and it can be quite confusing, but don't worry, I am going to try and speak as slow as possible, calm as possible, with calm music or whatever, just to make this video as laid back as I can so it's easy enough for you as the end user. If you have any questions about what you need to do or you need a hand or anything, you can comment below, and if it does get a bit difficult for you, I don't mind adding you on Discord and giving you a hand there, because I know how difficult programming can be for some people. It's difficult for me as well, so I do understand how it can feel to feel left out when it comes to it. And trust me, I'm not a professional when it comes to Python at all, but I do want to try and help you out here with this video. So what you need to do first is you obviously need a computer, and as you can see I am running on a computer here. We've got a Windows 11 computer here, and what you need to do is, first of all, you need Visual Studio Code and Python, and obviously you do need a Discord account. So before we do anything, make sure you have a Discord server ready. So I'm going to go ahead and create one. And there we go. And now we're going to go ahead and click on create. So now you've got your Discord server. We're going to need some programs to make sure you can actually run the Discord bot. So you will need to keep your computer running for the bot to be active. There are methods of doing it otherwise, and I can cover those in a future video if required. So if you do want something like that, just comment below and I am happy to give you my advice. So once you've made your Discord server, you're going to want to go ahead and download two programs. So the first one you're going to want is Python. Go to the Python website. I will put all links in the description, python.org, go to downloads and then download it for Windows. Once you've downloaded it, you also want to go ahead and download Visual Studio Code. So the website is also in the description. Go ahead and visit the link in the description and then go ahead and click on download for Windows. So once you've downloaded them, they're ready to be installed, so that's what we're going to do now. I'm going to start with Python because that's the core thing we need to make this actually work, and I do recommend checking the add Python to path just to make your life a lot easier in the future. If not, then you're going to have trouble where you have to type py-m before you can install the modules and stuff we'll install later. So I recommend checking this to make your life a ton easier, but I will put in the description how to do it if you do forget. Go ahead and press install now, allow the UAC prompt, and once you've done that, also click on this just to make life easier, just makes sense to do it. Go ahead and press yes, and your setup will be successful. Go ahead and close it down. So what you want to do now, once you've installed Python, is go ahead and open up command prompt, which is basically the command line interface to allow you to do certain things on your computer. If you don't know much about computers, or you just don't really understand what I'm on about, don't worry, I will show you what you need to do with this program. It can be confusing, but I will cover exactly what you need to do with it, so don't worry, don't get all flustered now. It's fine, you're gonna be okay. You're gonna be okay, I'm here with you. First of all, you want to open up your start menu, so that's the menu you use to get your programs open. Go ahead and type in CMD, or you can type in command prompt, whatever you prefer. Once you've done that, go ahead and click on run as administrator. Run as administrator, I can't talk. Go ahead and press yes, and you will see this black box appear on your screen. That's fine, that's what you want. Go ahead and type in python-version. Sorry, double dash. You should get something like this, Python and then some numbers, which means it's installed right. It tells you what version of Python's installed, and if this shows up, that means it's installed right and you're good to go. So you can go ahead and close this for now. And once you've done that, you want to go ahead and install Visual Studio Code. So as I said, the link will be in the description. Go ahead and run on it, and go ahead through the setup. I do recommend keeping this checked, and let it do its thing. So once that's installed and Python's installed, go ahead and open up your command prompt again as administrator. And once you've done that, you want to go ahead and type in pip install discord.py. This would install the necessary modules and things you need to be able to actually do this with your Discord bot, otherwise it won't actually run properly. So once you've installed this, I recommend just minimizing it in case we did it again later, or you can close it entirely and open it again later in case you want to. It's completely up to you. So now we've run the modules that you need, go ahead and open up Visual Studio Code. So that's what we just installed. And once you've done that, you will be given this. You can click on the theme you prefer. I'm just going to leave it at default, and then click on mark as done. So now what you want to do to make this a little bit easier for yourself, go to the extensions in the side, and type in Python. This makes it integrate better with Visual Studio Code, so when you're typing, it'll give you suggestions, tell you if you've typed something wrong. It just makes life a bit easier. Go ahead and click on the install. What I'm going to do for simplicity is I'm going to make a folder on the desktop for this, and I'm just going to call it Discord Bot. You can call it whatever you want, obviously it's your computer, but I'm going to go ahead and call it Discord Bot. Now in Visual Studio Code again, you're going to want to go ahead and click on Open Folder, then go to Desktop, and then click on Discord Bot. Well, wherever you located it or named it, but in my case it's Discord Bot here. Go ahead and click on Select Folder, and if you get something like this, click on Yes, I trust the authors because it's you. So once you're here, you can go ahead and click on New File, and then call it whatever you want for your Python. So we're going to call it bot.py. Make sure you put .py on the end so it actually does recognize it as a Python file. Then click on Create New File, go back to Desktop, Discord Bot, or as I say, wherever you put yours. Once you've done that, you'll see something along the lines of this. I'm going to make the window a bit bigger, but I am going to keep it not maximized so you can just see what I'm doing a bit better. Okay, so once you've made your file, you will be at this screen. You'll see your Discord PY bot ready to be used, and you just need to put the code in to actually make it work. Before we add the code, I do recommend adding it to your server, and to do that, we need to go back to your internet browser, and then you want to go to this link in the description here. This will say applications, and you want to go ahead and click on the new application in the top right. Give it a name, so I'm just going to call it My Bot. Then go ahead and click on create. This is what I recommend putting as the name of your bot, just for the sake of simplicity. Set this as the same as the name of your bot. Go ahead and click on create. Now you'll see something like this, and this is exactly what you want to see. On the left hand side, you want to click on the word bot, and then you'll see something like this, and this is exactly what we want. You then want to go ahead and click on reset token. Yes, do it. And if you're prompted for your password, put it in. Go ahead and click on copy. You don't want to share this with anyone, because if you do that, then they will be able to do whatever the fuck they want with their bot. That Christianity woman I saw in town's coming back for me now.
Message.
I'm Muslim, that's why. We're all
Oh, you're
Muslims.
Muslims?
Yeah.
But anyway, let me just give you a small message before you go. Are you in a hurry?
Oh yeah, we got places to be.
So once you've generated your token, go ahead and copy it. I recommend not sharing this with anybody, because otherwise if they get this, they can mess with your bot and do whatever the hell they want with it. That's not what we want here, especially if you're a big server and you're making your own Discord bot for it. If you've got a big server and anyone could do anything, you're really stuck. Copy this and save it somewhere. So for example, I'm just going to put this in a notepad just so I know where it is. So once you've got your token ready, go ahead and minimize this, because once you refresh this page, this is going to be gone. So let's do that now. Yeah, it's gone now. So I'm going to reset the token before I upload this video, because I know what people are like. But then again, this is just a test server, so I really don't care. Now, if this is a personal bot and you aren't sharing with people, I do recommend disabling public bot, which is what I'm going to do in this case. But if you do want to send it to your friends and things, then you want to keep this on, because this allows other people to add your bot to their server. But if this is just for your personal server, maybe as a moderator bot or a games bot or whatever you want, then turn this off. Otherwise anyone can add your bot anywhere, and it can get a bit messy juggling with other people's servers when that's not what you want. Go ahead and scroll down and you'll see privileged gateway intents. I recommend just turning these on, just because it makes your life easier in the future. But if you do want to read up on what these do, then go ahead and do so. But in most situations, just turn them on and you'll be good as gold. Now you'll see once your spot reaches 100 servers, this will require verification and approval. I'm not going to go into this, but this is basically where Discord needs you to check it's a legitimate bot, not to scam people, etc. For big servers, and when you share your bot around with people, so say you make a bot that's as big as Me6, for example. I hate Me6. Say you make a bot as big as Me6, for example, that requires verification to prove it's not a scam bot. So go ahead and press on Save Changes, and we should be done here now. So once you've done this, go ahead to the OAuth 2 on the left, and then go to URL Generator. When you're in here, you can go ahead and click on Bot, and here is the permissions the bot can have. Now, for the sake of simplicity in this video, I like that saying, okay? I'm going to say it can have administrative privileges. But if you are using this in a server environment, don't just give it administrative, because say something went wrong and you accidentally, I don't know, configured it to delete all channels or whatever, your server is screwed. Especially if someone else could invite your bot into their server and then yeah, there's a lot that could go on if you had administrator on your bot. But because this video is just for a demonstration, I am going to give it. And I'm assuming you do know the privileges of Discord. If not, go ahead and research it. It does make sense to know. But basically, I will give you a very brief overview. This is what your bot can do. So, for example, if I gave it the send messages privilege, then the bot can now send messages. If I gave it read message history, it can read message history. It's pretty self-explanatory. You just give it things it needs to be able to do. So if you need a bot just to send messages, don't give it the ban members, because that's pointless, especially if someone gained access to the code of your bot, aka hacked your bot. And then if they hacked your bot and they could do whatever they want, they could ban all the members in your server. And that's not really ideal. So there are a lot of cons to making your own Discord bot, but as long as you are safe and give it the right permissions, you should be alright. So as I said, I'm going to give it admin just for the demo of this video. Go ahead and copy the link at the bottom with the copy button and open up a new tab in your browser. So now once you've opened a new tab, go ahead and click on the search box. I made a typo, okay, don't judge me. Click on the search box, go ahead and right click and paste and go to your link, or just press paste and enter. It's really preference, but I'm going to do paste and go to. When you're here, you'll see my bot wants access to your Discord account, and that's because we're adding it to our server. So go ahead and click add to server and choose the Discord server you want to add it to. It will be one you have the privileges to add it to. So in my case, I am the owner of demo Discord server, so I can add it. You need to have the managed server permission to be able to do it. Go ahead and click continue. And here are the permissions we configured earlier over here. So I did administrator, as I say, that's not very good practice, but yeah, it will show the permissions you set up here. Go ahead and click on authorize. Oh. Okay, at least I didn't enter this stupid H captcha. But yeah, once it says authorized, you may close this window tab, so yeah, there we go. Now if we head back over to our Discord, you'll see we've got a notification. What could it be? My bot just showed up. Yeah, my bot just showed up. So we now have a bot in the server, which is the bot we're going to be making into our bot. As you can see, it is in the server, although it is offline because we haven't actually done anything with it yet. So now our bot is ready to be used. We can simply set it up to be able to do things with it. So this is where things might turn a bit more confusing. Let's head up back over to Visual Studio Code, and once you're in Visual Studio Code, you're going to go ahead and then open up the other link in the description for the templates. So I'll just open up myself now. So as you can see, I am at this link, which I will put in the description, and what you need to do here is go ahead and copy this section here. Go ahead and click on copy code, and then go over to your Visual Studio Code and then paste it in there. So now we've got this in the Visual Studio Code. What you want to do is, because this is basically going to conflict with itself, you're going to want to go ahead and select this here and delete all this bit at the bottom here. So now what this is going to do is, if you run the command test, it will see it, but it will ignore it. And that's pretty pointless, right? So we want it to respond to test with hello. So we're going to go ahead and double click on pass and do ctx.send. We're then going to go open bracket. It will autofill the other bracket for us, which is quite nice. I'm going to press the quotation marks and I'm going to go hello. Now we've done that, I'm going to go ahead and click on away from the bracket, so it's out of the bracket, so we can enter down, enter, and then we want to make sure we're not tabbed. So now I'm going to do bot.run, and here we're going to need to put in our token we copied earlier. So we're going to open the quotation marks again, and we're going to head out over to the token we copied earlier, and copy it again, and copy it into the brackets here. Now you've done that, go ahead and click out of the brackets, and I'm going to press Ctrl S to save, or if you prefer, you can go to File, Save. Now, our bot is pretty much ready to run. How do you run it, you may be asking? Well, there are two methods on how you can do it. The first method is the one I prefer, is to go to Terminal up here, and then at New Terminal. Once you've done that, give it a moment to load. And you will see it is in the directory that you made earlier. Now, you can see that it is basically the same interface as with the command prompts we used earlier, albeit slightly different because this is using PowerShell, which is a very, very similar interface, but it has some more functionality. But I'm not going into that in this video. If you do want a demonstration of what the difference is between command prompt and PowerShell, let me know in the comments. Anyways, at the bottom here, we are in the directory of our Discord bot, which is what we want. So what I'm going to do now is type Python, and then the name of the script, so that's bots.py. Now, if you want to autofill whatever you're typing, you can just type the first letter and then press tab, or you could, in theory, because this is only file in the directory, just press tab. Go ahead and press enter, and you will see that it is now ready to run. If we head back over to Discord, you'll see my bot is now online. And if we head back over to Visual Studio Code real quick, you'll see that the command prefix is set to $, which is the default one on the article for Discord PY. So let's head back over to Discord and we're going to go ahead and try run $test. But this is where I made a mistake myself. So I forgot to put a wait here. In editing, I will put over the top that you need to put a wait there. Sorry, I'm an idiot, but I'm just going to quickly do that. This is where, you know, everyone makes mistakes with coding. It's a common thing to do. If you forget to put something like that, that's normal, right? I do it all the time. So make sure you put a wait at the beginning of actions like send, because otherwise you're gonna, it's not gonna work. Like as you saw here, it did try, but it didn't do anything. But yeah, make sure you do put the await at the beginning. Sorry, that was my bad there. So to terminate the program, so you can run it again with the updated code, you want to press Ctrl+C. I forgot to say that, sorry. But you want to press Ctrl+C to terminate it. And then you can use your arrow keys to go back up. So use arrow key up, press enter, and then it will do the same thing again. Now let's try that again. That should actually work this time, but my idiot brain forgot to do the await at the beginning, and now you can see it actually works. Sorry about that. But yeah, the command does work there, and we have a basic test command, and I can run that as many times as I want, and you'll see it's working every time. So if you want to change the prefix, it's easy as going back to the Visual Studio Code and press Ctrl+C, and that will terminate the program at the bottom. Now you want to go ahead up to the top here, and you see where it says command prefix. This is what we need to change to make it actually change the prefix of the commands that you're typing in. So let's say you want to make it exclamation mark. Just change the $ to exclamation mark, press Ctrl+S to save, and then run the bot again. Now let's head back over to Discord. Now if I do exclamation mark test, you'll see that works. Now if you do not want to use the terminal inside of Visual Studio Code, that's completely fine. Make sure you do terminate it before you try switch. You can actually do it through the command prompt we were using earlier, albeit there are a couple more steps to get it set up. So let's just drag it to the screen. Now I do recommend just typing CLS, and that will clear the screen from your command prompt just to make it a little bit neater. So if you go to wherever you saved it, and then you hold shift on your keyboard, right click, and then you'll see it copy as path. So click on that, and now go back over to this, do CD, and then just right click, and it will auto-fill it as you pasted it just now. Our bot is now ready. We just need to add extra commands and things to do with this bot, and I will leave a list of commands in the description that you can add to your bot, because there are tons out there, right? There are absolutely tons of bots that you can try, tons of commands, tons of various things that you can try with your bot. So I'm going to just try some basic ones just to show you the demonstration of how this works. So if I make it so when I say hello, so when I type in exclamation mark hello, so this bit here is what determines what the command is, I'm going to make it do, let's just delete this bit here, await, don't forget the await like I did, ctx.reply, and then open brackets. Then I want to do the quotation marks, and I'm going to type in what I wanted to reply with. So, hello there, I am a Discord bot. And I'm going to go out the brackets, press Ctrl+S to save, and then start the bot again at the bottom. So you can use the up arrow to cycle through the different commands you've run. And same with the down arrow. Now you're going to head back to Discord, and if I type exclamation mark hello, you see it now actually replies with the highlight and the ping, rather than just sending a message. This can be very useful in cases where your bot may take a long time to do something, and then you want it to ping the user when it's done it, or something like that. Or you just prefer this, and to be honest, I just prefer it like that. If you do want a slash command tutorial, which is a lot better than this style, I can consider making one. Again, comment below. But this is a great starting point for people who just want to make a basic Discord bot. That's fine. So now you've got the hang of how to send messages and reply to messages. How about, content in the message? So say they want to type, say, and then, I don't know, hello, right? I'm going to show you how you can do that. So what you're going to do is back to Visual Studio Code, Ctrl+C, and go back to your bot. I'm going to copy this whole thing here, and paste it below. Now, as you can see, we do have an indent error here, so we're just going to backspace that. And I'm going to change the command to say. We're going to delete this bit here, because we don't want this. And we're going to put as CTX says, we're going to go ahead and do a comma, and then we're going to do text. So this can be anything you want. This is what we're going to reference in a minute for it to say in this case. So we're going to make it do ctx.reply, open brackets, quotation marks, and we're going to do you said, colon, and then I'm going to do a plus text. Now, if this doesn't make sense to you, I do recommend watching a basic Python video to show you how to do this. I forgot the 08. I forgot the 08, my bad. Yeah, I do recommend watching a basic Python video if this doesn't make sense to you, but I will briefly outline what it does. Okay, so in this case, this is going to do you said, and then it's going to add on the end of that text. So if that doesn't make sense, look up a basic tutorial on variables, or if you want me to do one, I'm happy to do one. But yeah, basically what this is going to do is, let's just get up Discord again. If I do say hello, in this case, the variable text would be hello, because that's the variable being assigned there. So obviously you can add more variables here by just putting a comma and adding them up. So let's test this works. Go ahead and do Control S and run this again. Head back to Discord and do ! say hello. And now it will go, you said hello. So again, that's how you can use parameters, which is basically where you add extra things onto the end of commands, which can be very, very useful for interaction with your bot. So if I do say hello there, you'll see we have an issue where it doesn't put the there in. And that's just because of how Python works. And if you wanted it to say hello there, so we have to put quotation marks around the hello there. And now it will go with the hello there. So keep that in mind. If you do something like this, it will trim off the end of whatever you put, because that's just how Python variables work. It's a bit annoying, but yeah, it does happen. I'm going to now write a basic command which will read the user's input and say something depending on whatever they said. So I'm going to do that now. Okay, so I've written this basic little command here which will basically check if the user says yes, no, or if it doesn't say either. So if it says yes, it's going to say you said yes. If it says no, it's going to reply with you said no. And if you said neither of those, it will say you said neither, yes or no. Instead, you said, and then whatever you said. So let's go ahead and test this works. So I'm going to do Control C and then run the bot again. Make sure to include this here, otherwise it won't work, because I just found out the hard way. Sorry about that, but yeah, make sure that's there. Go ahead and run your bot. Then you want to do yes or no, and then yes. You said yes. And if I do yes or no, no, I said no. And the surprise there. And if we do yes or no and then gibberish, you said neither yes or no. Instead, you said Dorf good. That works, which is awesome. And I'm going to leave the tutorial there because there are so many different ways you could integrate this, and it is very, very, very long, extensive list. I've given a basic example of how you could do this, but I will leave a description link with some more commands you can use. If you do want another video on more in-depth commands, then I'm welcome to do that. But for now, this is a great demonstration of basic Python using Discord PY. So I hope this video was useful to you. If it was, then yeah, I'm glad. And make sure you like, subscribe if you want, of course. I'm not going to force nothing. But if you enjoyed this, a like would be appreciated to tell me that you enjoyed it. A sub would be awesome, because then you get more videos from me. And if you want any questions, if you have any burning desires to ask me, I'm happy to answer them. Go ahead and leave a comment. Or if you want me to make another video about this or something. But yeah, I'm rambling, so I hope you have a great day, and I hope this works for you. So if it does, I'm happy. Bye.